Bryson DeChambeau is the news when it comes to this weekend's major. He truly, truly is. From Clubgate, Grassgate, whatever you want to call it, Chambly, Faldo, you name it, this guy he's in the spotlight. Regardless of it's good, bad, negative, positive, it doesn't matter. He has a TV spot at every swing almost. He has multiple cameras on him. He is generating the buzz for the Open. Now, the Open would have buzz anyway. It's a major. It's a big deal, but I think it's safe to say that it's elevated. I think most people would agree with that, but let's add another wrinkle into this, and this one actually gets me excited. I'll explain what I mean. Welcome to Jimmy Golfs. I'm Jimmy, of course, and Rory McIlroy, well, he went scorched earth on Bryson DeChambeau, and it shocked a lot of people because he didn't necessarily mince words. He was very, very raw and uncut with his feelings, which we've all known to a degree. There's always been this like, oh, Bryson versus Rory deal. Now, not on Bryson's side. I remember him talking about, he tried to talk to Rory during that final round and he didn't say one word to him. And he's like, I don't know why, playing kind of the innocent lamb, if you will. But there's always been this, I guess, cooked up rivalry there, right? That a lot of people want. I personally think you need something like this on the PGA Tour if Bryson makes it back, just in the sense of it gives you a side to pick. Good, bad, light, dark, Sith, Jedi, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. I know it's golf, it's not Star Wars, but I'm just trying to make a reference here. Go back to Tiger versus Phil. You tuned in because you wanted to see Tiger versus Phil. It didn't matter which side you were on. It didn't matter who you were rooting for. It didn't matter if you were rooting for both of them. It made it more engaging and more entertaining to watch. Well, Bryson versus Rory. And Rory has, with his interview, entered the ring. I'm going to read it to you verbatim, and you let me know what you get out of this. So here we go. So I was watching it live. I was up in the Players Lounge watching it with a few other players, and as soon as he made the step into the ball, we all sort of looked at each other and were like, that didn't seem right. Then when I heard that he was called in by the rules officials, I think it was pretty obvious for why. Yeah, I mean, I think I think there's no doubt that he improved the line of his backswing, so and again, it's like whether it was careless or whether it was intentional, I don't think it matters. Hopefully, it was careless. But I think the two-shot penalty was justified for sure. What do you think of the scenes after? Obviously, you guys were delayed getting your tee times as well because of it all going on. Late night for everybody. This is the interviewer and Rory going back and forth. Rory says, yeah, I won't pretend to be up there and defend Bryson. I'm not particularly fond of him. I think a lot of it's performative. I think a lot of it's for attention. And yeah, to hold the tournament hostage like that and have all of us and volunteers and players, everyone waiting on him to depart, I didn't feel like it was a great look. I mean, do you think he knew what he was doing? Yeah, look, he's going to say, like, again, I don't. I'm not in his mind. I'm not in his whatever, but it didn't look good. Yeah, it's hard, right? Look, he's on every shot on the camera, and there's a lot of guys that play this week, and the shots aren't on camera, so you can say that's unfair or whatever, or it might happen more than it does. But it's obviously impossible to police everyone, and that's why it's for the most part, a self-policing game. But I think when there is obvious evidence, like there was last night, then obviously that's a different story. So I'm not particularly fond of Bryson, and I'm not going to defend Bryson. Basically, I don't like Bryson. He's a performative crybaby, is what I got out of this, which is wild, because we could go dig up clips out of the archive of some pretty performative moments from Rory and some people would deem crybaby moments from Rory, but it is what it is. It's funny now because they have unleashed a huge can of worms when it comes to going to see if somebody's making or having a penalty. Because now all you're seeing is X flooded with other people like Dustin Johnson and people stomping grass down and doing things familiar to what Bryson did and say, where's their penalty? Where's their penalty? Where's penalty for throwing your clubs? Where's your penalty for stepping in your footprint in the bunk? I mean, it's getting wild. And that's what the internet does. They take it and they run with it. But for Rory to come out and not mince words, that is a step into a mega rivalry. That is a step into a Tiger versus Phil. And this one, I don't know if Tiger and Phil hated each other. I don't think they did, but maybe they did. I don't know. This one could be even juicier because one of the two has already plain out said, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy. And he has every right to say that. He can have his opinion whatever he wants. But now, I want to see if Bryson takes this and turns it into content and starts something on a bigger scale. Because I promise you, next week, Bryson is going to take all these things that have happened, everything that is kind of culminated out this weekend, whether he wins today or not. I'm recording this the morning before the final round of the Open. He will turn this into content. That's what content creators do. And this is all just ripe fruit hanging right there in front of your face to be picked off the tree and turned into content. Whether he does a let's talk about it video and goes through the whole thing, or whether he calls out Chambly or Faldo or Rory, he really has all the options on the table to keep this virality and this buzz going if he chooses to. Could he go the other way and not mention it at all? I guess it all depends. Really does. If he wins today and holds up the trophy, man, the ball's in his court, to be honest with you. It really, really is. So I want to know what you guys think. Was what Rory said justified? There's also somebody posted up bylaws of the Open and that golf course in particular, and golfers are not allowed to talk negative about other golfers, which somebody said, okay, you've got to call Rory on that because he definitely talked negative about it. But then again, I also want to kind of play devil's advocate. The mouthing of Bryson saying, I just won't play tomorrow because he was mad, and his agent saying he's being serious. He's a grown man. He may not play tomorrow. That's crazy. I mean, that's being a crybaby. It really is. Whether or not it was right or wrong, whether you agree with it or not, whether it was justified or not, you can be upset about it. I get it. I have my own opinions on it. But to go say, oh, I just may not play tomorrow. I mean, you could rise above that. You could step above that. I really, really feel like that. So it's interesting. But I do think this is a piece of a future rival puzzle. And whether people want it or not, whether you come back and say, Jimmy, we don't need that. We just want to watch good golf. That's great. I get it on the surface. We want to watch good golf. But there's a reason people are gravitating toward the Internet Invitational. There's a reason people are gravitating toward the YGT, because storylines and friction also make for good entertainment. They do, regardless of what you say or not. If you're a positivity watcher and you say, I just want the glasses half full and good, nothing but good vibes, that's great. But every sport has storylines, and those storylines usually end up with rivalries, and that makes it where it is much more engaging to watch. You get to pick a side, you get to root for your guy, and then you get to see what happens in the aftermath. It's just part of it, whether people like it or not. So I think Rory opened that door. Will Bryson step into that door? I don't know. If he is the true just wanting all the views and all the content and to be trending all the time, it's an open invitation, and it's usually, it's just a big fat golden carrot dangling in front of his face. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm going to go watch, see if he wins today. I don't think he's going to win. I think he's going to end up top 5. That's my prediction. I'll see you guys soon.